What if I told you that there is a scientific idea suggesting you may never experience your own death? Not as religion, not as spirituality, but as a strange consequence of the deepest laws of modern physics. It sounds impossible, it sounds like science fiction, and yet, this idea was born inside science itself. Even more unsettling, some physicists take it seriously. Before we go any further, take a second to like this video. It helps this content reach other curious minds. And subscribe to the channel, because what you're about to hear only gets stranger. Imagine waking up tomorrow, just like any normal day. You breathe, you think, you feel, nothing seems unusual. Now imagine that, in another version of reality, you never woke up at all. Here's the disturbing part. You can only be conscious in realities where you are alive. So what if, every time something fatal happens, your awareness simply continues in the version of reality where you survived? That idea is known as quantum immortality, a hypothesis that challenges everything we believe about life, death, and reality itself. To understand it, we need to step into territory that is already deeply uncomfortable: the true nature of the universe. Modern physics has shown us that reality is not solid, continuous, or predictable at its core. At the smallest scales, reality behaves like probability. Electrons don't have fixed positions. Particles exist in multiple states at once. Events only become definite when measured. That alone is unsettling, but it becomes even more disturbing when we look at one particular interpretation of quantum mechanics. The many worlds interpretation. According to this interpretation, every possible outcome of a quantum event actually happens. Not metaphorically, literally. Each time a quantum event occurs, the universe splits into multiple versions. One universe for each possible outcome. If a particle can go left or right, the universe splits. If an atom can decay or not decay, the universe splits. And here is where it becomes personal. This applies to you as well. If there is a situation where you could survive or die, the universe branches. In one branch, you die. In another, you survive. Now ask yourself the question that changes everything. In which of those universes would you still be conscious? The answer seems unavoidable, only in the one where you survived. From your own point of view, awareness continues only along the path of survival. That simple logic leads to one of the most disturbing thought experiments ever proposed. Imagine a device connected to a random quantum event. If the outcome is one result, nothing happens. If it's another result, the device kills you instantly. According to the many worlds interpretation, the universe splits every time the experiment runs. In many universes, you die. But there is always at least one universe where the harmless outcome occurred. And that is the universe your consciousness continues to experience. From your perspective, you survive every time. Not because you are physically immortal everywhere, but because you only ever experience the branches where you remain alive. Now apply this idea to real life. Accidents, diseases, near-death experiences, moments where you almost didn't make it. What if, in countless other branches of reality, you didn't survive those moments? And you are only aware of the rare branches where you did. That would create the subjective experience of continuous survival. And here is where things become truly unsettling. As you age, survival becomes less probable. The odds drop lower and lower, but they never reach zero. There is always some non-zero chance of survival. If your awareness always follows that surviving branch, what kind of existence does that lead to? An increasingly unlikely life, a body surviving beyond reasonable expectations, a reality where you persist against overwhelming odds. How far could that go? Some physicists find this implication deeply disturbing. Others argue the idea collapses once consciousness is examined more closely. And that brings us to a crucial point. Science still does not understand consciousness. We don't know where it comes from. We don't know how it arises from the brain. We don't know whether it is fundamental or emergent. So any idea that links consciousness directly to quantum mechanics enters highly speculative territory. But speculation doesn't make the question disappear. If you have already escaped death many times, was it luck? Or was it inevitable? If this idea is unsettling you, pause for a moment and leave a comment below. What part of this concept feels most disturbing so far? Now let's go deeper. There is something rarely discussed in popular explanations of quantum immortality. This idea depends entirely on one interpretation of quantum mechanics, and that interpretation is not universally accepted. There are other interpretations where the universe does not split, where probabilities collapse into a single outcome. In those models, quantum immortality does not exist. So it's important to be clear. This is not proven. It is not experimentally testable. It is not confirmed reality. It is a logical consequence of a specific mathematical framework. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Many revolutionary scientific ideas began exactly this way. Atoms were once considered absurd. The relativity of time was once unthinkable. Black holes were once dismissed as mathematical nonsense. Now they are fundamental parts of our understanding of reality. And even if quantum immortality is wrong, the fact that it naturally emerges from accepted equations is telling. It suggests the universe may be far stranger than our intuition allows. Perhaps reality is not a single unfolding story, but an enormous branching structure of possibilities. And perhaps consciousness is not confined the way we assume. There is also a philosophical implication that few people are prepared to face. If you never experience your own death, what gives life meaning? Mortality has always been the source of urgency, of love, of choices. If, subjectively, you always continue, does life lose its value? Or does it become infinitely more precious? Some philosophers argue that it makes every moment extraordinarily rare, a conscious point surviving in an ocean of unrealized possibilities. Others argue it leads to an unbearable existential paradox. Now consider something even stranger. What if you are already living in one of those highly improbable branches? What if your current existence is statistically absurd? Most people resist this idea instinctively, because it strips away the comfort of normality. It suggests reality does not favor the average outcome, but the survivable one. And that changes how we think about existence. If this kind of content resonates with you, subscribe to the channel now. This channel doesn't offer comforting answers. It explores questions that stay with you long after the video ends. Now we reach the most controversial point of all. Even if the universe branches, what guarantees that consciousness moves between those branches? This is the strongest scientific criticism of quantum immortality. There is no known mechanism showing consciousness can transfer across universes. No evidence that awareness is selective in this way. The idea assumes something profound and unproven: that consciousness has continuity beyond physical death in a branching universe. That assumption may simply be false. It may be that when you die in one branch, experience ends there. Other branches continue, but you do not move between them. There may be countless versions of you, each isolated, each believing itself to be the original. That possibility is just as unsettling, because it suggests the self is not unique. And now we arrive at the final realization. None of these possibilities can be ruled out with absolute certainty. Modern physics does not provide existential comfort. It provides mystery. It reveals a universe that is deeply counterintuitive, a reality far stranger than evolution prepared us to understand. Whether quantum immortality is true or false, the fact that it can even be formulated within science is profound. It reminds us of one fundamental truth: the universe does not owe us intuitive explanations, and it was never designed to feel safe. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think consciousness could persist across realities? Or is this nothing more than an abstract mathematical illusion? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I read them all. Like the video if this idea challenged your understanding of reality. Subscribe to the channel, because the next video goes even deeper into questions most people avoid. Because in the end, maybe the real question isn't whether you are immortal. Maybe it's this: how many versions of you have already existed, and how many are still out there right now?